here, ready to go into the Nexus Division matchup. On the left-hand side, we got LTK Rockbottom. On the right is going to be Boogans Forever. This is going to be a best of three for this series. Now, I know we just had a best of 5, so I want to make sure that I clarify that. We'd even watch you watch paint dry at Kalis. That is actually extremely nice. And you all do that actually once a month when I do my Baja Rosses, which actually in chat you can see the last Baja Ross as well as the upcoming one. But that's not what we're going to discuss. What we're going to discuss is how we got to Alterac Pass. And if you're wondering, I got you covered, team. The home team, LTK Rockbottom, they won the coin flip, opting for first pick priority for this first map. Sky Temple, Curse Hollow, banned out by them. Boogans Forever will ban out Volskaya and Towers of Doom, and since the opposing side wanted first pick, that means Boogan has the map pick, and it's going to be the map choice of Alterac Pass. We are here, we are ready to go, and let's see what the bans are going to be looking like. So, a new brick, Blaze to be banned out by the side of LTK Rockbottom. Boogans Forever, what are they going to be looking for here? Rhaegar to be banned out already. I was literally just about to start talking about Joanna, and I was like, Joanna's kind of strong on this map. We could see her. It's a first pick Chromie? What year is it? Stukov's up. Junkrat's up. Hanzo's up. Lunara's up. I feel like there are so many more heroes that we often see first picked, but either way, first pick Chromie from the side of LTK Rockbottom. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm excited to see this. And actually, I say the surprise of the Chromie, but in a lot of the games that I've casted of LTK Rockbottom, they do have a Chromie in a lot of their drafts. I just didn't know that it was this highly prioritized for the team. Speaking of high prioritization, Boogan Forever gonna go ahead and grab a Dahaka Stukov. There's an Andu and Garrosh. This is looking like insane lockdown for the Chromie. Temporal Loop, Light Bomb, Chastise, Toss, Groundbreaker, Warlord's Challenge. There's so much lockdown, and Burst is there, but I think they need a little bit more Burst. Now, banning out hundreds of different assassins might not be the best play, but since they don't have a solo laner, I would expect this to be a solo lane ban. It is, okay. Solo lane ban into the Dahaka. That's the reason that I was like, okay, well, since they, you know, it's at this point, it's like, what flavor does, I'm assuming Tom not want to deal with, and that's going to be the Sonya, which is more lockdown, leap, all that good stuff synergizes with the team that's already being built on the side of LTK Rockbottom. Hey, Stark. Also, hey, War, how you doing, bud? And in Perfect Cell, good to see you. Hello, everyone in chat. Hello to the lurkers as well. If you're lurking and you're just kind of watching the stream, I appreciate you as well. You know who you are. Thank you. Because some people are watching from their TV and they don't have like their mobile phone for chat, or they just don't. Like, I watch Twitch on my TV all the time and I rarely ever chat. On the right hand side though, Dahaka, Stukov needed a main tank. This could be a Junkrat. Ooh, Sylvanas. Okay. So, Siege potential amplified with the Sylvanas. Poke is there as well. I feel like both these teams need a little bit more poke. I think realistically, I want LTK Rockbottom to have more sustained damage. I'd like them to have some sort of more sustained damage, like a Raynor. I actually really would like a Raynor here quite a bit. I think that pair into their composition. Even a Hanzo would be great. They also need a solo lane to the Dahaka. It's going to be a Leoric. Pretty strong pickup right there. And there's a Tychus to come through. That's the sustained damage I was looking for. He does have to stand still for some auto attacks, but not for all, because you do have that overkill where you can chase into enemies and run and gun. Next pick. Dahaka, Stukov, Muradin, Sylvanas. I still like the Junkrat. I think Junkrat could be big here. Lunara would be great as well. Falstad does give a secondary global. Gust is a great way to disengage the Entombs and stuff like that. So overall, a great draft from both sides. Great draft from both sides. Excited to see how everything unfolds for both these teams. And I will be doing a Twitch prediction here in a few seconds. We'll start that off, and just want to give a few more seconds to make sure that the stream does catch up with that final pick. And I'm going to go ahead and swap it over to this screen, and I'll go ahead and start that prediction. Which team wins Alterac Pass? Hey, Calendap. How you doing, bud? For anyone that might be working their way into the stream for this best of 3 series for NGS in the Nexus Division, hope you at least hit the follow button. I do a lot of casting commentary for Heroes of Storm, And if you'd like to hit the follow button, it's much appreciated. But here we are, loaded into the game. You've got another minute or so to be able to get your predictions in. Get your predictions in. Which team wins Alterac Pass? And on the left-hand side, we got LTK Rockbottom, Ree on the Anduin, Shadowstorm on the Lunara, on the Chromie, Dr. Ford on the Tychus, Huge Slot on the Garrosh, and we'll see Lloyd, or as I like to say, Leloid on the Leoric. Over on the side of Boogans Forever, we got Tom on the Dahaka, non-champion on the Falstead, Sile on the Muradin, Camp Bells on the Sylvanas, and Thundercats will be playing that Stuke off. Let's go ahead and jump into mid lane. We're going to go ahead and get rid of our player icon so we get the player vision going, and let's see what happens. You got a few more seconds to get your predictions in. Get those gambles in, chat. I believe in you. Get your gambles in. Easy all in, let's go. Murs, thank you for the hydrate. I'll do that right now. Oh, God. Ah, delicious. Falstead, Dahaka going for some questing talents at level 1. Chromie, Shadowstorm, as I've been casting quite a bit of LTK Rockbottom in the past couple weeks. Going to go into the deep breathing. This Shadowstorm player very much likes going for this deep breathing build. Usually we see a lot of priority onto the Sandblast with the once again the first time, or we see the Time Walker's Pursuit for the vision, as well as the increased arming time for the, or I guess the decreased arming time for the time traps. But let's see, what does Chromie go into at level 2, which is going to be the chronic conditions. I always mix these up. Time troubles, I always do this. I always flip chronic conditions and time troubles. Let's talk about siege camps, the null packs for the mid lane. Very, very, very strong. These are considered kind of like the real objective of the map because it's such a low cooldown, and not only does it reduce armor of heroes and minions, as you actually see the armor being reduced right there, but it also reduces armor of structures. So siege is extra amplified, and speaking of siege, Sylvanas does a fantastic job of that, hammering to check the bush from non-champion. I have to vote for Boogans. Sao is on my friends list. Ah, see, there you go. Gamble with your loyalty, and then if they lose the game, you can message them, be like, you lost me all these channel points, it's your fault. See, you can do that. It's always fun. I mean, blaming your friends, what's better? Couple more stacks on Chromie's level 1 deep breathing. She's at 7 out of the 20, if I'm not mistaken, on that. When she does hit that 20th stack, she'll reduce the cooldown of Dragon's Breath by 4 seconds and mana cost from 65 to 40. But also keep in mind, the damage scales by 1% each time, up to 20% increased damage. Chat size coming through from the Anduin onto the Murden. He will go down. First blood over to the side of LTK Rockbottom. So Garrosh checking the hanging out in the bush again. I don't know if non-champion had the vision of that. We'll see if he throws a hammering into the bush. It's off cooldown. Oop, wrong button. No, just gonna play it safe in the bottom lane. Okay, first objective's up, and we're gonna see what the priority is from these teams. Some teams, they immediately rush and go for it. Some teams, well, they just play it safe and they don't really go for the objective till level 10. Oh, your friend's dead. By the way, good gambles, chat. I'm proud of you. 5.2k to 12.9k. That's the kind of gambles I like to see. That's the kind of gambles I like to see here. I'm not sure if I mentioned this or I might have forgotten. The other factor of this camp is that it is one of the shortest camp cooldowns into Heroes of Storm at 1 minute and 30 seconds. So that's why you're going to be seeing it constantly grabbed off of cooldown. 'Tis a mere flesh wound. Your arms and legs are gone. Come over here and I'll bite you. I should rewatch the Monty Python again. Oh god, that's a good annual watch. So let's see here. It is, let's see, Dahaka versus Leoric. We haven't focused in on the solo lane whatsoever, so let's go ahead and actually zoom in. Let's see exactly what they're doing. Up close and personal, but no, I'm actually curious to see a little bit of this play. I'm watching the minimap. Garrosh floating around over here in the bottom area. I'm just waiting to see if we actually get any sort of outplays in top lane. Short distance Wraithwalk from Lloyd. Disengages. Mid lane to be cleared up by Stukov Sylvanas. Temporal Loop, I hear it on somebody. It's Falstad. Can he get out? Oh, no. Second kill goes over to the side of LTK Rockbottom. That is an unfortunate moment right there. I think Falstead was trying to like barrel roll out at the last second, but the huge slot came through with a fantastic groundbreaker. There's a toss groundbreaker onto Sal, who gets the dwarf toss out. Muradin did go into the third wind at level 1, so his healing is a little bit higher, but the threshold jumps from 40% to 60%. So 20% increase on that threshold of Muradin baseline healing. And he also, as I said, he has improved healing per second, so he is able to kind of get back up to that tankiness as he dwarf tosses in onto Ree. Does have the heavy impact. That's why you're seeing that intentional dwarf toss right onto the head of this Anduin. Personally, and this is, I'm sure this is player to player. This feels like more of a tanky build, if I'm not mistaken, with the reverberation, because you do have the heroic ability cooldown, and we could see some of the healing static as well. But the big thing that I want to talk about is that the level 1, and I personally like the dwarf block at level 1 because it synergizes extremely well with heavy impact and the dwarf launch. Because if you're able to dwarf toss in as the Muradin, you get some physical armor, and that armor doesn't go away either. That armor stays until you take the 4 attacks. So it's just one of those things that I personally like it a lot, but I do think that there's a lot of value to this tankier build that we're seeing. Kind of wish I would have seen like Skullcracker or something like that at level 7 instead of Heavy Impact, but regardless, we're going to go ahead and see what happens here, because there's going to be a channel on the left-hand side from LTK Rockbottom. I'm going to cycle through the other numbers, because at the top of our screen, we will see the 10 talent tiers coming through. Temporal Lupus we've already seen, that was earlier. Warlord's Challenge, Draken Laser Drill, Entomb, and a Light Bomb. So Draken Laser Drill is not something we see too often. It has been popping up more and more, as that is going to be Muradin getting Temporal Looped. He pops the Avatar, he's getting low, goes down. Tychus getting that kill as Tom comes in with the drag onto the Tychus, who drops the Draken Laser Drill. Pretty good location, and that's also going to be able to provide some sustained damage that I was talking about the draft. It felt like they were lacking that, and this is going to be really good, a really good tool for that. Commandeer Odin, great for siege, anti-siege, but Draken Laser Drill does also siege pretty well, and we are going to be seeing Stormy McStormface summon the Alliance Cavalry into top, bottom, and mid. Let's see what happens with the siege potential from the side of LTK Rockbottom. I remember watching Holy Grail at the beach in like the 2000s and watched the literal end of the movie because the credits were so abrupt. I love the ending of Monty Python because it does feel so abrupt and beautiful in that, right? Alright, sorry, I was trying to catch up on chat. I have missed a couple things, but either way, Light Bomb, Massive Shove. I think Massive Shove was canceled out by Light Bomb. Yeah, he's not like unstoppable or anything like that. So Light Bomb cancels out Massive Shove. We do have a few questing talents. Chromie did finish out her level 1. Chastise, ground. Oh my god! LTK Rockbottom has so much synergy between Ree and Huge Slot. They could pilot a Jaeger together. They're drift compatible. Leoric does get the top lane fort during all of this. What I want to talk about really quickly is like, Chastise has a little bit of like, does it have actually a little bit of a wind up? No, okay. It's just, if the animation feels like a wind up, either way. The Chastise, and it also doesn't move very fast. The missile speed of Chastise is kind of slow. So just to be able to get the toss, Chastise, Groundbreaker, they didn't get the kill on the side of LTK Rockbottom, but I do want to highlight that that was just a really beautiful moment between Ree and Garrosh, and Huge Slot. I think they're just synergizing very well, and it's either Garrosh calling the targets or Ree reading those moments extremely well. I just want to give kudos to that moment, because it's a little thing, but it does really, like, I mean, Muradin almost died. He went from, like, 75-ish% HP to, what, 5% or so? That Pacific Rim reference, yeah, I always make the same Pacific Rim. I need to get some better references. While I take another sip, we'll go ahead and pan things down with our arrow keys, and we're gonna watch a bottom lane boss go over to the enemy side. I'm gonna check out that vision, and so it is gonna be. Oh, man, I wish I jumped to the other vision. I don't know if Falstead showed in the flight to top. That is the thing. I'm not sure if Falstead showed through a mini wave in his flight. But either way, boss for top and bottom. Now, top lane still has one tower. and the rest of the fort. Bottom lane, well, I mean, the fort's already at 50% and less before the boss even arrives. Falstad's going to try and push up top lane. Lloyd is here on the Leoric. A solid level lead has formed between these two teams in favor of LTK Rockbottom, who seem to be controlling this first map in our best of 3 series in a pretty dominant way, I will be honest. They are looking really well synergized, and just the play style is looking great from this team. And I just, as I said, you gotta call out the things that you're seeing and gotta give credit where it's due. Draken Laser Drill and the rest of the heroics across the board are off cooldown. Dahaka gets the burrow just in time, gets the drag coming out from the burrow. Erden with the dwarf toss, but the lurking arm and everything is mitigated by a massive leap of faith from the Anduin. Top lane boss does find the fort, but meanwhile in bottom lane boss got what, 25-ish, maybe 25+% off that keep. And this is our second objective phase of the game. How do we know this? Well, first objective is 30 seconds of channel time. First objective is 30 seconds of channel time. Second is 40 seconds, and third and onward is 50 seconds. Also, the jailers do increase with each of these subsequent objective phases, obviously maxing out at a certain point. Light Bomb forces the burrow from Tom. Temporal Loop is going to be utilized. There's no burrow available, but so much gust, so much peeling to be had, as that's a massive entomb onto 2 players lurking up from the Stukov will be coming out. Camp Bells is just trying to back away. Avatar was used by the Burden. There's going to be a heal out from the Stukov, but it's not going to be enough. Warlord Challenge from the Garrus just pull in this Dahaka as he is going to burrow under the ground for a second. Leoric will fall. He's not the worst to lose in an engagement because he can cheat death. You're already looking at that death timer is going to be lower than Dahaka's, who did die before the Leoric. Actually, might be Thundercats going down as well, as that is a triple kill to the side of LTK Rockbottom, losing Leoric. And as I had mentioned, while Leoric does give heroic experience for a death, he can also cheat death, respawn on the battleground, and he can also slow, and as I mentioned, cheat that number. Leoric died, and he died after Dahaka and has technically a shorter death timer by like half a second or so. It's just really cool. Just really cool play from the side of LTK Rockbottom, understanding their win-loss conditions. You just got here? What's up, Vezo? How you doing, bud? Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Thursday. Thanks for swinging by and checking out the games. And as I've said beforehand, if you're new to the stream, if you've never been here before, I encourage you to at least hit the follow button if you'd like to support the stream further. It's always very much appreciated. Bandit thanks you from the bottom of his Frito-smelling paws. And some of you may say, Bahamut, what are you talking about? If you're a dog owner, you've smelled your dog's paws and you know they smell like corn chips. Delicious, delicious corn chips. Alrighty. So here comes the cavalry. Mid lane seems to be the priority from the side of LTK Rockbottom. Murden with a Stormbolt out. Did go into Bronzebeard Rage, so more tanking from the Murden when he lands a Stormbolt, as he also does have that baseline from the level 10. I guess it's technically it's like a baseline upgrade at level 10. There you go. That's probably a better way to verbalize it. So he'll be able to have the Stormbolt Pierce as well as the cooldown reduction from auto attacks. Your dog's paws smell like rice? Why do you keep dipping your dog's paws in rice, Iron Flare? It's like really weird. I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. I am having a great Thursday, Vezo. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Bottom lane keep goes down, which means one of the armor plating on Drekthar has fallen. And for anyone wondering, here you go. You can see the breakdown on Drekthar. He's got 40 spell and physical armor. And you can actually see at the top of our bar as well, it does showcase the armor plating for the objective, or excuse me, for the core. That's going to be a temporal loop, a lot onto Murden. He does go down. Gust from Falstad just a little too late. Leoric though, I thought he was going to Wraith Walk forward. He already used Entomb, but he still had the Spectral swing to be able to get the slow. I don't, but I love Rice. I love Rice too. Mine smell like dirt and crushed grass because he's a dingus that likes ripping up dirt. Oh. Maybe it's just Day and I. Maybe Day and I have puppies that have Frito smelling paws. Since we can't send you loose Fritos, can we send you loose dog-scented potpourri? No. But you can send me cute photos of dogs, sure. Ooh, nice leap of faith. I think the drag did connect. Wait, did Garrus use Indomitable? Was that it? He did. Okay, so Garrosh popped Indomitable, and there was the Leap of Faith at the same moment. Yeah. Okay. So that was what we were seeing right there. Temporal Loop looking like a hell of a lot like a kill on cooldown. Yeah, without any sort of hard, without like a hard cleanse, it's really difficult. Like, pretty much. Okay, I was gonna say pretty much, but Sylvanas does have Will the Forsaken, so she can self-cleanse. Dahaka can cleanse with Burrow. Gust from Falstad is kind of a cleanse, but that's a 60-second cooldown cleanse. How long is this one? Oh, well, Will the Forsaken's for 60 seconds as well. Haunting Wave, I don't know if you can iframe the Haunting Wave. You could Wailing Arrow, but that's like a 90-second cooldown, just to make sure, well, I guess 90-second cooldown to make sure you don't die. And death timers at this point are kind of around 50, 60 seconds, so I don't know. It is, I will say this, when it comes to draft, LTK Rockbottom, I won't say like they won the game through draft, because their execution is extremely on point. This is something Justin and I were actually talking about earlier today together. We were talking about, like, yeah, you can draft a winning composition, but you can also lose when you outdraft the enemy as well. Like, it definitely is doable. And so I just like the kudos to huge slot on the healer tank role. Lloyd on the Leoric seems to be exactly where they need to be every single time. And Shadowstorm and Dr. Ford are just on point with their damage. Temporal Loop going out onto the Burden, who is going to be able to back away. There's going to be a massive light bomb from the Anduin. Double Temporal Loop. Huge Buried Alive as Garrosh tosses them in. The Falstad got tossed into the Buried Alive. Tom on the left-hand side of our screen is trying to make a play. Falstad does back away, but this is going to be a Dahaka who should get annihilated. Dr. Ford trying to back away. The drag will go out. The Leap of Faith. Anduin Ree is trying to kill his own Doctor on team as the third objective goes over to the side of LTK Rockbottom. They're going to grab mid keep. They're going to lose their top lane keep. Actually, they should lose the top lane keep to the boss and wave. But this could be a win condition through mid bottom. You can Haunting Wave if you're okay. So it's just you can iframe it essentially. It's just extremely difficult. Frito smelling paws, that usually means it's a type of bacteria, doesn't it? No. Because I've Googled it as well, and it's just like Bandit's paws have always smelled like Fritos since he was a puppy. Like always. It's always smelled like Fritos. Temporal Loop onto a couple members. Camp Bell's going to pop the Will of Forsaken to back away. There's going to be a Light Bomb onto the Muradin, and he goes down. Or I guess Light Bomb onto an ally that does catch the Muradin. It doesn't matter on the verbiage because the cavalry is here, and Stormy McStormface and the rest of LTK Rockbottom will take map number 1 in a fairly dominant 12-1 kill fashion. Okay, although your dog's paws are probably normal, a very strong foul odor can indicate underlying medical issues. Like, I have to get up in his paws to get that smell. Like, it's not like I can smell his paws from here. Yeah, Bandit since, like, I feel like since he was a puppy, it's always smelled like that. You just Google. I know you understand. I understand how Google works, Behemoth. I understand how Google works. Surprise, Chromie's stat screen wasn't better. Really felt like it was the MVP. What do you mean? Chromie had 16,000 more heroic damage than Sylvanas. Alrighty, which team wins Alterac Pass? LTK Rockbottom did win Alterac Pass. LTK Rockbottom. There you go, the payout's been made. It reminds me of my trip to Walmart the other day. This very old man walked by me and smelled like very fresh chicken tenders from air fryers. Very disorienting. Don't judge a man in his amazing chicken tender scent. Maybe he had to go work at KFC all day. Maybe he was working at a Church's Chicken. Maybe he was working at a Popeyes. You're expecting more kill assists? Well, I mean, I will be honest. Tychus was a filthy kill stealer. Filthy kill stealer. That Tychus. I mean, Chromie literally had 11 out of the 12 kills in participation. Like, she had 9 assists, 2 kills. She wasn't around for 1 kill. There's some stats if anyone wants it. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and swap it on back to Bandit Night because we have another map already. We already have our next map, so let me go ahead and update stuff real fast because it looks like these teams are ready to go into the next map. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to do like mental math really quickly on which team picked what. Kester R Spooky Worm. Okay, I think everything is all set. Let me just get my notes updated. Okay. I just like to keep track of my notes, that's all. And we are gonna head into our next map, our next draft. Let's go ahead and get on into it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Nexus Gaming Series, a Nexus Division matchup. On the left-hand side, we are going to be seeing LTK Rockbottom up in this best-of-3 series, and we're going to be heading into Battlefield of Eternity for our second map. And I'm just getting the predictions set up for everyone at home. That way I can focus in on the draft right now. We do have Ree on the left-hand side. Yes, the players stayed on the correct sides. Thank God the players stayed on the right side. All right, so that's all set. 2 minutes on that, and then we'll go ahead and start the prediction when the draft is over. And let's see what happens. Oh my God, we got respect onto the Chromie, but I know you all are like, wait a minute, Bahamut, slow the heck down. I don't know how we got to Battlefield of Eternity. I just tuned in. Well, don't worry, random viewer. I got you covered. The home team this evening is LTK Rockbottom. For the first map, they did win coin flip, opting for first pick priority, banning out Sky Temple Curse Hollow. Boogans Forever will ban out Volskaya Foundry and Towers of Doom. Map number 1 is Alterac Pass, chosen by Boogans Forever and lost. The members of Boogans Forever as the losing team have first pick or map pick priority. They opted for first pick priority, and this will be the map choice of LTK Rockbottom, taking us to Battlefield of Eternity. And so, let's go ahead and dive into the draft, because we already have a lot unfolding. Joanna Rhaegar already banned on the left-hand side. Chromie Vala from the side of Boogans Forever. First pick a Nubrak for the members of Boogans Forever as we get an Andu and Garrosh synergy once again. I love the crochet blanket for the dog. My mom made 2 of them, and one of the amazing viewers, Mishi, she made the orange one. So 2 of them were made by my mom. The yellow and, like, brown black one, and then there's the black and red one, which I actually have another one in the living room. Those are made by my mom. My mom actually made me a giant blanket that I use on stream from time to time. That was for my birthday, but either way, or not for my birthday, sorry, for what holiday did she send that for me for? I think it might have been for Mikulash. No, I don't remember. I'm sorry. My mom made it. It was very nice. Anyways, let's look at the bans as we do have, man, Mage and Auto Attack Choke from the side of Boogans. Boogans Forever, we got a Chromie Vala Li Ming ban, a Nubrak Blaze Hanzo. So pretty good drafts so far from the side of Boogans Forever. Yeah, like a bunch of, like, Nancy has sent me like a bunch of toys for Bandit. Like, people have sent some wonderful things to the P.O. Box. So if you love Bandit and you'd love to send him something, you can actually send it to the P.O. Box and I will open it on stream for you. But we have a Rainer and a Sonya. Okay, all right. I honestly, I love LTK Rock's bottom draft already. I really like their draft. I think they've got good synergy. They've got good race potential. They've got good wave clear. Ooh, okay. Stun City for the side of Boogans Forever. Jet Propulsion Blaze. Nubarak has 2, you know, Burrow and Impale. Uther with his raw stun. Divine Storm, I doubt. I feel like we'll see Divine Shield. Divine Storm's an option. Hanzo, gigantic, Dragon's Arrow. I always mix them up, so I have to think about it. And a Ghoulish Daniel to round things out for the side of LTK Rockbottom. Okay. It's been fun to see the priority in Gul'dan going up lately, so this is a pretty good draft from both sides. I I think Boogans Forever could take us to a map 3 with this draft. I think this is a very feasible draft to go into a map 3 with. I think it's very feasible. Stun City. But either way, let's go ahead and swap over to this screen. I'm going to go ahead and quickly start the prediction. Which team wins Battlefield of Eternity? There you go. You can see who's on what side, who's on what hero, if that influences your predictions at all. But you got a minute and 30 or so seconds from when you're hearing me talk about this to get your predictions in. So get them on in, because I got to start casting. On the left-hand side, we have the members of LTK Rockbottom. Lloyd on the Sonya, Ree on the Anduin, Shadowstorm on the Gul'dan, Huge Slot on the Garrosh, and Dr. Ford on the Raynor. Over on the right-hand side, we got Boogans Forever, Tom on the Blaze, a Nubrak to be played by Sao, Thundercats on the Uther, Non-Champion on the Hanzo, and Campbell's on the Lunara. We get into bottom lane, we check out our level 1s, and we see what our first engagement looks like, while y'all spend all of your channel points. Big bets. It could be the final game of the night. Could be the final game of this evening. And hopefully, in my eyes, hopefully not, but I'm sure in LTK Rockbottom, they want this to be a quick 2-0, get that score, and get out of here. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There you go. Yeah. Spend your channel points, chat. Spend them! Nice little Sonic Arrow connecting onto Huge Slot. It is going to give vision for a few seconds. Do want to talk about Hanzo level 1. We don't see this very often. I saw it yesterday, and I feel like that was like the first time I've seen Hanzo grab redemption on this map in a very long time. It feels like it's been at least 6 to 8 months in the time I've seen anyone grab redemption on this map. Maybe even redemption in general. I feel like I never see redemptions anymore. It's always simple geometry or target practice. But this auto attack build could be really fun. We could see a hybrid auto attack build as well. We'll have to see how things shape up as the draft, or excuse me, as the game goes along. Uther going to be going into Wave of Light level 1. You do have a passive by damaging or healing heroes with Holy Radiance for fun 5 mana and reduce its cooldown by 0.57 seconds. 0.57? Sorry, 0.75. Little dyslexia kicking up it right there. Alrighty. Wow, about 8K to about 8K, not bad. Someone put 6,900 points on, and I'm proud of you. Whoever you are, thank you for the meme. Raynor, maybe... I think he's not even gonna... Yeah, Tom can't do anything in this top lane against this. I mean, I hate the low attack speed, so I get it. Oh, yeah. I feel like I never see redemption anymore. And I don't know if this is a conscious effort from Huge Slot and the rest of his team, but they're doing a really good job of mitigating Hanzo stacks. I say that, and Hanzo just picks up 2 on Garrosh, but, I mean, we're a couple minutes in, and Hanzo hasn't been able to get 2 autos onto the same hero within 10 seconds. 10 seconds, within 10 seconds. It's a pretty big window, but I think they're doing a good job of minimizing some of the autos coming out from the Hanzo. You okay, bud? Sorry. Bandit sneezing. That was me. I got you, Dad. Hi, Cat Peach. How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Did you have a good birthday? I know it was like last week, but did you have a good birthday, Cat Peach? Cat Peach. Cat Peach, did you have a great birthday? Was it filled with cheese? And a bear that doesn't break into the garage and eat your trash? Alright, Belth and Ilarion will be spawning in the north-south position. The first objective is always standard, always in the same spot. After that, it randomizes. Alrighty, so bottom lane, Fallen Shaman, top lane, Fallen Shaman. We do have Lloyd. I actually wanted to check the opposing side vision, but Lloyd, okay, he cycles around, and Tom is going to be just throwing out some oil slicks. It was okay. I'm glad. I hope you had some fun. That's always the big thing. Funny enough, my 31st birthday was my favorite birthday I've had so far in a long time. I don't know if I'd say my life, because I have been to Chuck E. Cheese. Actually, there used to be a place in Michigan we used to go to called GameWorks, and it was a 2-story arcade place. Oh my god, those are some fun birthdays. Because there's just video, like, you'd buy, like, your parents would buy, like, a 2-hour card, so you weren't limited to, like, how many charges you had in the card. You said for 2 hours you could play video games straight. And it was great for the parents because there was like a bar restaurant, so they could just eat food and chat and have beers. So it was a good time. It's a good time. But this year was I guess technically last year was probably the best birthday I've had in a long time. It's a good time. You did get pizza. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I feel like it's a necessary thing for birthdays. Alrighty, so we do have 3 stacks on the Hanzo. We do have the first objective going over to the side of Boogans forever. How much value can they get with Belith through the top lane? Really quickly, for anyone wondering, Belith is dealing 1,044 damage into structures, 522 standard, 10 times that amount for minions. So fort front gate getting low, Thundercat's getting tossed in by huge slot. But that's Garrosh immediately getting chunked by quite a few members. Gotta keep in mind, Garrosh, his armor, physical and spell. So it's not like Lunara's burst, the choking pollen and all of that is not mitigated by armor. But you can really chunk him down immediately. Oh, speaking of chunking someone down, that's going to be a kill onto the Uther. The members of LTK Rockbottom equalize, but is it going to be a trade here? Uther goes down, in ghost form, excuse me. Raynor will be traded, and technically, I wouldn't even say technically, I would say Boogans Forever comes out on top of that engagement. Also really quickly want to show the Sentinel Wisp value. As you can see how much rate, like this edge where my cursor is on the left-hand side, that's the edge of the Sentinel Wisp from the bonus vision from being in a bush. You can see it actually here. We can showcase it here. I always like to talk about how good this talent is. I think Vision is a massively underutilized talent in a lot of Storm League games, and maybe that's something in like my lower division games, or my lower ranked games. But like I think Vision is such a critical tool because we don't have wards or anything like that here as a Storm. We got, you know, we used to have scouting drone on like Malfurion and stuff like that, but I do like that some heroes have this vision, these vision abilities like Lunara, and then just the increase of Sentinel Wisp is such a strong talent. Anyways, my love for Lunara's level 1 aside, let's talk about the next objective phase coming through, because Raynor already in position. He's got the Exterminator for the increased damage, 125% when inspired. Basically, or excuse me, basic wise, he does 50% more. Alrighty, let's see what's gonna happen here. As the Immortal phase is gonna be spawning in the race potential sides, meaning Alarian, the blue one on the right, Belith, the red one on the left. For anyone that's wondering how to remember this, the easiest way to do it, Belith is the bad guy, because he's from Hell, and then Alarian's just the other one. Or also Alarian, Angel, Belith for Blemen, Demon. Anyways, that's going to be a jet propulsion. A toss out from the Garrosh onto Lloyd, but Lloyd's chunked quite a bit. Boogans Forever are looking pretty strong in this engagement. I'm going to cycle through the other numbers while we do have the 10 Talentiers coming up soon into the top of our screen, and we'll have Sonya split to top. Tom and Camp might be able to do something to Lloyd, but no, the spin is just a disengage right there. Okay. Let's see, Hanzo maybe stepping up for a couple autos into the Immortal, and here's what I was talking about. Look at this, Lunara Wisp is providing so much vision on the side. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Vision feels like it needs coordination to pay off. I would agree. I would agree. I mean, you could say that about anything, but I see what you mean, and I would agree with you. I wouldn't argue it any other way. Oh, bunker from Blaze. Does that mitigate the damage over time? It does. So it is a self-cleanse to get rid of the damage over time from Gul'dan, and it's Sonya to go down to the Lunar. Huge slot, very, very low on the left-hand side. 41 some, 30 some armor right now, and that is going to be the second Immortal phase of the game, going over to the side of Boogans Forever. But did Tom step too far forward with the jet propulsion? No, it was a great bait. Actually, the heal from Ree is on point. Man, this is a great game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, as Belith moves into bottom lane. Fallen Shaman Camp gets a fort front gate. Belith dealing 1,236 damage into structures, 6,789 into minions, but that's just an insta-wave Gib sort of deal. Organized team play is the best for coordinating. Yeah. I mean, that's why on Tuesdays when I play Storm League, I group up with like 4 other friends, because it's better to be in comms. Like, it feels like that, like, when you play 5v5 like this is when Heroes of Storm, to me, feels the best. And I know these are custom games, and it's grassroots esports leagues and stuff like that, but even, like, it feels like in these moments, this is when we get the best Heroes of Storm, regardless of division. Division E through Storm Division, I think you get better, I would argue that you get better quality games in like Division E, which is the lowest division in NGS, than like some of your Diamond Plat games. Maybe not Grandmaster, because I feel like people kind of know what they're doing. Kinda. Master, Grandmaster, but like Gold, I mean, Bronze through pretty much like Platish, it kind of feels that way, where like everything feels like, I'm in it to win it for myself! And if we can only get past that mentality of I'll just carry the game on my own. No. Anyways, big arrow from Hanzo, follow up from Anubrak. There's going to be a Horrify from Gul'dan. Shadowstorm trying to drain to live, but the leap in from Sonya's not enough. There's going to be the toss onto the Anubrak, so he will fall. Will fall. Tom goes for the Jet Propulsion, doesn't land a stun. Kind of in that awkward spot where like, oh boy, hope you don't kill me. And Tom is able to back away. Still a slight advantage over to the side of Boogans Forever when it comes to experience. That gap might close, but it still is looking like a quarter of a level or so. I really need to get to bed. Good night. Kalis, you have a fantastic evening. Have a great day tomorrow. I'll see you in Twitch chat at some point. I'll see you tomorrow for Dark Souls. Probably. Because that's like literally at the end of your workday. Gul'dan clearing things out in bottom lane. 36 stacks on his level 1. Looking at the vision really quickly. I think Huge Slot actually scouted out the rotation down here. Unless you're Illidan, then you can carry the game on your own. What can I say, but you're carried. You're carried. Oh god, that song is so... now that will be stuck in my head all night. Hanzo is getting some value on the Immortal. Still 11 stacks. Oh, did Hanzo die? No. Hanzo has not finished Redemption yet. I'm not trying to flame the player by any means. It's just, reduced scatter arrow mana cost, basic attacks. I guess there is the synergy with never outmatched in Redemption, but I personally like having 2 more arrows because just more arrows, more damage. Big stun from the Hanzo. There's going to be a burrow in from Anubrak. There also will be the Horrify from the Gul'dan. The Cocoon onto Garrosh does end, and Huge Slots in a very awkward spot. He's going to go down to the Immortal Spin. No, it's actually Hanzo snipes the kill away from Belith. Nara moves down to grab the race. I didn't note this, and my apologies. She did go Nature's Calling at level 4, which I do like. Typically, we do see the Blossom Swell, as well as the Choking Pollen for the synergy of 1 and 4, but I'm very happy to see that it's Nature's Calling for the increased damage to non-heroes, which not only is it going to give you better race potential, but it also gives you really good siege potential as well, because non-heroes are also structures. Crazy. If you didn't know that, non-heroes are also structures. 1,436 damage into structures from Belith, who moves into bottom lane again. Top lane Fort sitting on what? 703 HP. The demon approaches the gates of heaven. As I said at the start of this game, as a caster I want a game 3. I'm sure the members of LTK Rockbottom don't want a game 3, but we'll see what happens here. Belith, 3rd Immortal, I believe, of the game, going over to the side of Boogans Forever. And that bottom lane Fort will fall. Sonya, did she leap out? Yes, she did. You can see the animation on the ground there for a second. Also, 60-second cooldown. Gul'dan finishes out his level 1 questing talent. Hanzo does have Redemption done at some point during all of this. And Belith finds a Fort through the bottom lane. Blaze gets a Fort through top. So, while the Forts were a little bit low overall, still, double structure phase is great for the side of Boogans Forever because they now have periodic catapult pressure, meaning a catapult every 3rd wave in top and bottom, but also they're going to have a little bit of a passive experience gain over the enemy as well. While we wait for 16 talent here to come through for both these teams, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the damage, healing experience in the late game for this map number 2. Scatter from non-champion to check the flank over in this top position. I do really like the play that we're seeing from this right now because there's a camp into bottom, and the assumption is that LTK Rockbottom is going to go for the force, and that is going to be exactly the case. Sylvanas' Hearthing, I don't know why I said Sylvanas. Sonya is Hearthing back to go ahead and clear things out in the top lane as the gate takes a bit of damage. The Fort through bottom does go down, and it looks like Boogans Forever lets that go, giving it away to the Yamato cannons, as well as the wave coming into the lane. Looking at passive experience, you can see a slight advantage start to form, but sorry about that, it did go away because it's automated. Looking at some healing and stuff like that, there's no way that's correct. There's no way that's correct. Holy crap, that's correct. Look at the Anduin healing versus the Uther healing. Kind of crazy, I'm not going to lie. Hanzo arrow. It's not going to connect onto anyone right there. 16 talent here for the time being. The camp will be cleared out before it gets into lane. 4 seconds on this camp, but the objective phase is 10 seconds away or so. I don't think this is a good call to go for camp. I think, realistically, it's maybe find someone out of position. Thundercat's going to get some healing out right there. Alrighty, so Immortals will spawn on the race potential sides, as I mentioned beforehand. Belith on the left, Alarian on the right, and who wins out on the race? Damage over time is mitigated when the race ends, so it's going to be looking like about a 3,000-ish difference. Not like 2,500, however you want to split that. A couple thousand difference when it comes to race damage, so it is going to be defensive posturing from the side of Boogans forever, since they aren't winning on the race. Oh my god! Indomitable to mitigate the cocoon. What a read from Huge Slot. So, gonna be trying to back away. A lot of damage over time applied to the Nubarek. The bunker comes down from Blaze. The toss out onto Lloyd, who is so low. The Immortal is dropping to 1/3 of his HP. Tom is looking for an angle. A lot of members are low on both sides. Garrosh getting healed up. Anduin with a lot of great AoE healing. Thundercats in that anchor position, while we do see the Nubarek Blaze going back to tap well. I mean, Uther does generally have lower healing numbers. By half? 40,000 to 20,000? It just surprised me, that's all. Big jet propulsion. Lloyd could be in a horrible spot right there. The Immortal does get the spin, and while the Immortal will go to the enemy side, what value do they get? Dr. Ford doesn't get hit with the scatter. Oh my god. If that scatter connected onto Dr. Ford, I think we would have been seeing a dead Rainer, and this would have been a moot Immortal. But Immortal going into top lane, dealing 1,660 damage into structures. Whew. The wickedness of hell wins the building. I will bring down the gates of hell. Alrighty, toss onto Uther. Does he have a Divine Shield? Will he pop it? He does pop the Divine Shield, but is it? Okay, there's the Cocoon as well. I was gonna say, like, that Divine Shield might have not been enough. The Immortal finds the fort front gate. They actually let the Immortal go, and they're gonna chase on the side of Boogans forever into LTK Rockbottom as Huge Slot eats the Burrow Charge. We do have a huge Horrify from this Gul'dan as the bunker comes down from Blaze. Thundercats goes for a stun onto Dr. Ford. There's going to be a lot of damage onto Uther. He might not be able to make it out of this one. Nubarek goes in to try and save the day, but was it a sacrifice? Huge Slot gets a massive desperate prayer from the Anduin. You see him do that desperate prayer with the little kneel as the Uther does go down. The Immortal cleared out and teams reset. Actually, I was gonna say teams reset, but this should be a camp going over to the side of LTK Rockbottom. And if you're sitting at home being like, why can we see Tom's vision and we see all the enemies? Well, look at the little red reticle over their head. There's going to be a Lunara Wisp in this bush that's just scouting, and they don't care that they're seen. They know that the enemy's not going to step in, Boogans forever, and it's going to be a free camp steal and some experience gained as well. 3 to 6 in kills, 18 to 18 apiece in a second, and another objective phase will be spawning. This time, actually, it's going to be in a race potential side again. How do we know this? Here's the quick way to know. When you look at the minimap during a casted game, as the observer, you naturally have the blue vision priority. So if we were to swap vision onto non-champion, watch the minimap, you're going to see those the two symbols swap sides. Axis means the one that you hit, shield means the one that you defend, if anyone was ever wondering. Now in your games at home, it will always show the axis for your team and the shield for your team. It automatically does that. So little tidbit right there if you were wondering how that mechanic works, how to read it. So basically this side, this is going to be the race potential for LTK Rockbottom. This side will be the race potential for Boogans forever, since our natural vision is on the blue team. So now that we've cleared up that thing that none of you were actually confused about, let's go ahead and see what happens with our, I believe, 4th, maybe 5th Immortal phase of the game. Hey, that is the level 1 talent. Wait, what? Sorry, I missed what people were talking about. Hyperion from the Rainer. There's an arrow from Hanzo. Horrify from Gul'dan was utilized as well. Rainer, Hyperion, Warlord's Challenge. That's a couple heroics that you don't want to already be losing. Lloyd with the light bomb is going to actually find a massive stun. Toss from Garage, but it doesn't matter. That's going to be a jet propulsion coming out from the bunker from Blaze as Hanzo is shredding through Huge Slaughter, or at least attempting to do so. Lunara, very low, needs to watch out for that spin from Alarian. That spin actually could have killed Camp Bells. We aren't at the halfway point just yet. The Immortals are still on their spawning locations. Both teams have taken down forts on either side. I'm just going to quickly look at keep front gates and see what the structures look like on either side. Pretty equal overall. I'd say a little bit more structural advantage to Boogans Forever. Toss over the wall onto Tom. No bunker available for 35 seconds. Big jet propulsion, though, connecting onto Huge Slot. There's going to be a toss again, and that's actually Raynor going down. Tom is living through all this somehow, some way. Maybe the healing of Uther? Who knows? Either way, Lunara goes to the race because the halfway point was hit in favor for LTK Rockbottom, but Boogans Forever should be the one to come out on top of this objective phase as Sal grabs this well. And let's see, Immortals should go bottom, top. Immortals should go top because it's the more well-defended lane. Continuing to check out the damage on the Immortals, we got nearly 2,000 damage into structures. You can see that on the bottom left of your screen. 958 standard, 10,000 into minions, 1,916 into structures. Alrighty, Boogans Forever also hits 20 talents here during all of this. We do have the rewind for the Anubrek, bullseye for the Hanzo, Forest Wrath, which actually is very good with the level 7 as well. For the Lunara, Uther hasn't taken yet. It's going to be Redemption. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to say we could see Bulwark of Light because it does apply Divine Shield to all allies around within a very small radius. It's like a 4 or 5 range around Uther. It's very, very small, but if everyone clumps up and he hits R, they could basically sit there and attack core. But either way, Redemption does allow Uther to respawn. He does have that available if he does go down. Immortal, gonna take down the keep in top lane. The members of Boogans Forever doing a little bit of a dance. Doesn't seem like they want to step up any further. This will be the disengage. Lunara with the Wisp in the bush. Camp up in 50 seconds. What do they do on the side of Boogans Forever?
Fallen, but he will rise again in time.
Man, what I gotta say, what a play so far. What an amazing series. I really want this map 3. I don't want this series to end, I'm not gonna lie. AoE Divine Shield is absolutely disgusting in a dive comp. Hanzo went for the Sonic Arrow at level 20, as I've already talked about the bullseye, but you can see that animation for it. Let's talk about the opposing side. Level 20s as well. We have the Censure for the Anduin. We were actually talking about this yesterday. It's Chastise stuns for 0.75 seconds, and its root duration is increased by 0.5. We have Sonya with the Ignore Pain. Pretty standard Sonya build. Raiders roll for the Raynor. Self-cleanse. Let's talk about those talents a little bit later, as we do have a Horrify with the upgrade from level 10. Divine Shield will be utilized. The bunker comes down from Blaze. Hanzo gets some good scatters into the enemy side. He does have the Pierce, so that does pop onto a few members. Camp Bells, do you have another? Oh, they didn't have another Thornwood Vine, but that, Huge Slot sidesteps that one. Ally toss onto Lloyd. That is, oh my god, I don't know if I've ever seen it actually completed. The level 1 Piercing Light is done. That's 10% spell power to Anduin. That's 10% increased healing output to Anduin. That's also what that means. Man, if there's a third game, that'd be sick. As I said, caster bias, I'm always neutral. Me, also as a caster, I want a third map. So, I always want the maximum amount of maps. Like, we'll literally start a CCL broadcast, and I'm like, who's ready for 10 maps? And they're like, Bahamut, shut up. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. No, they don't actually say that. But I'm always the person who will advocate for maximum amount of maps. Who wins in the last game? That has no, I don't have a say in that one, but I want the say in 10 maps, personally. Because I like talking about Here's the Storm. So, 3 to 9 in kills, 21 up on both sides, and it's looking like a very well-shielded Immortal will be going into bottom lane. How do we know this? Well, bottom lane still has keep front gate as well as the keep, and we all know that the Immortals prioritize the more well-defended lane when it is won by a team. All right, checking the Immortal stats. Once again, he should be over 2,000 damage. Yeah, just over 2,000 damage. 2,172 damage into structures. We got a wave down here. Let's look at the catapult damage as well. Dear Lord, nearly 1,000 damage into structures from catapults as well, as they deal double damage from their base, which is almost 500. I think 484 is what I saw. Stun onto Garrosh. Is there a follow-up? He pops the Indomitable. That's a 45-second cooldown, 40-second cooldown. And here comes the big bad Belith through bottom lane. Hyperion from Raynor to be utilized to try and just rain down some extra damage as the keep front gate will fall. Immortal dropping below 50% on just the shield. The health bar is still very healthy as you see those multiple 1,000 mark ticks. And the keep, oh my god, look at these auto attacks onto the keep. Camp Bells and the rest, they want to end game, but they have to be careful because the enemy is massively, oh wait, hold on, leaping from Sonya buys a little bit of time. Toss out from the Garrosh Warlord challenge from Garrosh as well. There's a lot of damage going out into Sao, who's going to get some healing from the Uther. There's a cocoon onto the Lunara, bunker down from the Blaze, huge slot getting very low on the left-hand side of our screen. Gets the leap of faith from Anduin. Sonya, the target, and she will get annihilated right there. The core shielding has been scratched. Is this enough to end the game? Lunara, Indomitable popped right there. Again, huge slot looking for the toss, the combo, everything. Huge slot getting low right here, getting shredded. Can he get back into the Hall Storm? Yes, he will be able to. The core shielding gone. The core HP falling rapidly, and I'm surprised they're not going to try and end. They are low in HP, but it feels like they could just all in the core. Tom and the rest are making that call. Jet propulsion in. Tom very low. Bunker available in 30 seconds. Core shielding still down. Damage over time from Lunara applied as she does have that Thornwood Vine for poke, as well as the level 4 with the Nature's Calling, but Jet Propulsion from Tom, no bunker for 17, damage over time might be enough, and it is. Oh, Garrosh with a massive flank, huge Warlord challenge, huge slot getting very low, gets a massive heal, massive kills. Oh, it's all falling apart on the side of Boogans forever. Uther getting the danger pings because he has what you're expecting. He's got redemption, he's back up. Uther, can you end the game? No, he can't. He's gonna go the wrong way and die. What he does do is he buys a little bit of time. I personally think that if they spread around the core, Boogans Forever would be taking us to a map 3 right now. This might be the end of the game. This might just be the end of the game. No. Death timers are like that awkwardly long phase. It's just like, is it long enough? Is it not long enough? I don't think death timers are long enough for them to take down keep front gate or sidewall and take keep and end. I don't think that they have enough time to do this. I really don't. But hey, let's see what happens here, ladies and gentlemen. You mean you don't write the NGS script? No. I'm dyslexic, so I'm not allowed to write scripts. So Tom's back. Uther's gonna be up in about 8 seconds. We can actually check really quickly how long until Redemption is back. 105 or so seconds on Redemption. And that'll be the first phase of the Immortal going. Now, will they backdoor? Because core is very backdoor. Excuse me, very backdoorable. God, this is... I am very happy that I grabbed this best of 3. Regardless of the end, if it's a 2-0 or if we head to another map, this has been a very good best of 3 between these two teams. These teams are very, very well matched against each other. Map 1 looked a little one-sided, I'm not gonna lie. This map is looking a lot more equal between the two. But I will say this, LTK Rockbottom are building this late game momentum, and that could be all they need. One good team fight, and it's GG's. Now, I will say this. Waves are being pushed through bottom and top. Top lane does have the periodic catapults against this, but it's not like bottom where it's consistent catapults. Oh, the tension's there. Now, Sonya's showing in top lane. Is this the green light? Sonya's showing top, Blaze pings forward, and they're gonna go for this Immortal phase. It is the second half, so they could just sit here and run through this, but I don't... Oh, the tension. Oh, no, they can't do this. They can't do this. The bottom lane's too much. Now the green light to the opposing side. Garrosh gets the toss onto a Nubrek. Light Bomb. Toss in! Or is that a leap? That was a leap in from Sonya. Divine Shield utilized by Uther. Lloyd a little bit low here. Cocoon onto the Garrosh. This is a mortal that should go over to the enemy side. Camp Battles is going to go down to the damage over time. The core on the right-hand side is starting to lose some of the shielding. Huge Slot gets the toss onto Blaze. There's a bunker down as well. That's going to be a Larian for the top lane. Will this, though, be the end of the game? For who? For who is it the end of the game? That is the big question right now. Stun, train, on to Garrosh. Gul'dan dead as well. If they want to end, they better do it right here, right now, through the bottom lane. And Sao is looking to step in right here. Oh my god, if this is the end and we're heading to a map 3, dear lord, is this a good series. But we have a pause. At this moment, we have a pause. At this moment! We're back in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and see what actually happens here to the core. The assumption is that it's... Why are they not hitting core? Why is Blaze dying? What? 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 Huh? What? 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 Huh? There's visible confusion on my face. Visible. How? Huh? You're kidding me. Huh. Choose outcome. Which team wins Battlefield of Eternity? LTK Rockbottom won Battlefield of Eternity. Invisible confusion, seriously. A fun series, but I'm honest to God, I'm not gonna lie. I was ready for a map 3. Huh. Well, either way, that's gonna be the series. GG. GG to LTK Rockbottom. They take the series in a 2-0.